Hey guys, welcome back to Keto Homestead with Jess. Today is everything zucchini. So I should have started this video sooner, but I got caught up in trying to get this zucchini diced, shredded, and cut up. Right now I've got salt and vinegar, zucchini in the dehydrator. I just sliced that up with a mandolin. I soaked that in 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and added salt with that, let that sit for a few minutes, and then loaded the dehydrator, and that is on 125, which is the vegetable setting, and will go for 12 hours. Now I am working on some Parmesan Italian zucchini chips. So I went ahead and sliced up the zucchini as small as I could with the mandolin. I'm going to dip it in egg, and then I made kind of like a breadcrumb. I did a half a cup of almond flour, a tablespoon of psyllium husk, some salt, and a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I've got green beans in the canner right now. They just finished up, so I'm waiting for my canner to cool down so I can pull those out, so I can start dinner and get these zucchini chips in the oven. I picked out some tomatoes from the garden, not very many, but they're red, and I'm excited. I'm gonna put that in my dinner tonight. We've got chunked zucchini. I got a blanch. I'll get that blanched, and then I'll put those in vacuum seal bags for soups and stews or whatever I want to use it for. And then I've got zucchini fries cut up, and I'll show you that in a minute. I got 5 pretty good sized zucchinis left. I'll probably just shred that up and also vacuum pack that for zucchini bread later on. I put my zucchini chips, the Parmesan zucchini chips, on a pan. I'm going to turn on my oven at 400 degrees and let this cook for 25 minutes. I also did an experiment. I did a lazy way of trying this. This is new to me. But I sliced the zucchini with a mandolin, put some butter on a plate, and just swirled them around and then salted them. I'm sorry about the weed eater in the background. My husband's out weed eating and it's pretty loud. But I swirled this around in butter and then added salt and then put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. Is what one of the YouTube videos I watched was. You put it in there 5 minutes and then you flip them over, and then they'll be crispy. Wow, I tried that. It took 15 minutes, and then I flipped them over, and it took an additional 8 minutes to get these crispy. I mean, they're not bad. They're okay. My green beans are done, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those out of the pot. My cat is meowing in the background. I normally don't let her in the house. She's an outside cat, but when she's in the house, all she does is cry the whole time. I don't know why. I guess she thinks she's going to be fed every 5 minutes. Her name is Midnight. Alright, since that my canning pot is already hot, I'm going to turn it back up a little bit. And what I'll go ahead and do is dump the diced zucchini up in there, and I'm going to blanch it for 3 minutes. I'm going to add some ice to my sink, my clean wash sink. He's going to add some cold water to my sink for me. My zucchini's been blanched for 3 minutes, so I'm going to start taking that out. Dump that straight into the ice water. I want to stop the cooking process. Once my zucchini is completely cooled down, I'm going to start transferring this out of the sink and back into my container. I went ahead and lined this with paper towel. Once your zucchini's in the container, we're going to top it off with some more paper towels. The jars are popping. Love that sound. And I'm going to put this to the side. It's been 20 minutes. I'm going to pull these Parmesan chips out, the zucchini Parmesan chips out. I'm going to cool these off and put them to the side. Now I'm going to start dinner. This is going to be a really quick, speedy dinner. I'm making chicken Alfredo, keto chicken Alfredo. So I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of butter in my skillet. I'm going to do a teaspoon of minced garlic. Get that stirred around and melted. I'm going to add probably 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. To that I will add Parmesan cheese. Now this, it depends on how thick you like your Alfredo sauce. This here I have is chicken that I butchered last fall. I didn't add any seasoning or salt or anything. I just butchered it and then I cut it in strips and then froze it in vacuum seal bags. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the pot. I'll add a little bit of salt, not too much because we added that Parmesan cheese in there. It's salty. A little bit of black pepper. You guys, I forgot to mention that when I butchered this chicken and cut it up into the strips I wanted, I did pre-boil this before, kind of like blanching. I boiled it until it was fully cooked, drained it off, dried it, and then I vacuum sealed it and put it in the freezer. So that's why this meal is so quick, because the chicken's already pre-cooked. Alright, now that the chicken is heated up, the sauce is as thick as I want it, I'm going to go ahead and add my tomato from the garden. Put that on top. Stir it in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and add in a handful of spinach. Literally, this recipe took me 5 minutes. It can be a little thicker, but as this cools down, it will thicken up. I'm going to put this in our bowls and I'll show you in a second. On Alfredo chicken with tomato and spinach. You guys, this was so quick and easy. Parmesan zucchini chips. I'm gonna have Barrett try one.
Well, you more than one. They're good. They're good.
You like them?
Yeah, they're real good. Good job.
Alright guys, I'm back. I'm stuffed from dinner. That was really good. I'm going to start vacuum packing these zucchinis. I hope you can hear me okay. I had to turn on the fan with the dehydrator, the oven, and the stove going. It just got too hot. I feel like I'm going to pass out. So anyways, you see me, I cut the bag. I stick it in here. And you'll hear it turn on. I go ahead and seal it, because we're not vacuum sealing it yet. We just gotta seal the end of the bag. I have mine set at moist because we're doing zucchini and it is really wet. And I just eyeball it. Put in whatever you want to put in per serving. I usually do about a cup. Barrett's not too keen on zucchini or my zucchini recipes. That was the first time he had tried my zucchini Parmesan chips. I make them all the time and I really like them when the zucchini is in season, but he doesn't really care for zucchini or the summer squash. So once you got your bag filled to the desired amount that you want, stick it back in the machine as far as it'll go. And then what I do is label it zucchini. #7 2020. And then that'll go into my freezer. And I'll continue to do this until all my zucchinis vacuum sealed. Alright, I'm finished vacuum packing the zucchini. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags. Not too bad. Next, I am going to do the zucchini fries, and if you noticed, I did not blanch those like I did the stewed ones, and the reason is because I find that if you blanch the fries, they get really, really soft. So I just go ahead and freeze them without blanching them, and then when I pull them out of the freezer, I can season them and put them in the oven or air fryer if you have one. I don't have one, but I imagine the air fryer would work really well. So this one will be zucchini fries. 7, 20, 20. And again, fill it to whatever you or your family will eat at one time. Alright, then I'm going to continue working on this. Alright, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bags of zucchini fries done. And I am going to call that a day for the zucchini marathon. I do have 5 zucchinis left whole, and I'll probably do that tomorrow depending on how I feel. Maybe the next day I'll slice that up and then also put those in the vacuum seal bags. I still have the vinegar and salt zucchini chips in the dehydrator. I'll leave those in there for 12 to 16 hours. I'll continue checking on those, and when those are finished, I'll give you an update on those as well, and we'll see what else we can get into. Here's Mama Scovies. They got babies. They originate from Florida. If you haven't ever seen them before, they've got red around their eyes. They're really good mothers and really, really good egg layers. They hatch out their own babies, and they're really good meat. Want some scraps? Huh? Is that a yeah? Alright. Watch out. We got some blackberries coming on, so I'm going to pick a couple of these. The garden is definitely my place to be, my zen, my oasis. I guess it would be for most gardeners. I'm not sure what variety these blackberries are. They are domesticated and thornless, and they're not like the wild blackberries we have around here. These ones are more of a bitter, so I would take it they're better for canning and making pies. There's not a whole bunch, but I come out at least once a day if I'm feeling good, and I'll pick, and it really does add up. I do have almost a freezer full shelf of nothing but blackberries so far. So if you just keep working at it, you'll build up. They are pretty good size. There's my watermelon coming on. There's another one. I've got one lonely sunflower that's finally bloomed. These are the Mammoth Sunflowers. They're huge. The tomatoes are doing really good. The tomatillos, they're coming on. We're gonna have a massive amount of tomatoes. I went crazy this year. Cauliflower back there, and cabbage is doing well. My zinnias are finally coming up. They're so pretty. They're like my favorite garden flower. Tomatoes, I'm really excited for. They're the first time I've ever planted those. They're so tiny. And I can't wait until they start turning colors. Probably the one plant that I'm most excited about. These 3 here are the Kajari Melons. I've heard so many good reviews on them. I can't wait to try them. Alright guys, well that's about enough for me. I'm glad you followed along with me as I did my zucchini marathon and walked the garden and picked some berries with me, as well as feeding the pigs. Please stay tuned for more great videos. I'm gonna get off here and relax. Y'all have a good night.